episode. Now, full disclosure, I have not seen it.
Yeah.
I was actually watching American Horror Story last night.
Yeah.
But from getting the gist of it and listening to you guys when you were talking about it, remember, we're talking about organizations that have over $300 million to stomp out flavors.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole purpose of that organization, is to stomp out flavors.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it really comes to no surprise that they have all those commercials during, such a controversial episode. Because in the history of South Park that I've watched, I don't think I've really ever seen the commercials reflect the actual show.
Yeah, no.
Right.
That's what I'm saying is that was well thought out, and that was a big money buy, I can tell you. That's a lot of money to make that nationwide buy. And I guarantee you they specifically asked for those times for those commercials to be played.
Oh, without a doubt.
And that cost even more. You know?
Yeah, without a doubt. They run those ads on a lot of different programs, on a lot of different networks. I've seen them.
Right.
But nothing
YouTube.
ends up like that. Trust me, I've actually worked in. I've actually worked in television, scheduling the commercials that go into shows. I've done that as a living,
right?
And that is done by design. That is specifically bought.
And it costs more.
In that show. Sometimes even in that specific commercial break. Sometimes we want to be the second commercial that plays within that break. Yeah. Or the first one, or the last one. They can be that specific with where they place commercials.
For specific reasons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that I tell you, that tells me what we're up against is if you think this is a joke and these guys are that we're just going to run them off by all holding hands and singing Kumbaya, you're sadly mistaken.
What we need
is a marketing campaign, a PR campaign,
so that we can buy our ads that play before
their
ads.
It. Right. That's if this was politics, that's what they would be doing. If this was Republican, Democrat, that's what they would be doing.
Exactly.
Is buying their commercials to go right side by side to make people think about the two options and then weigh those two options. Right now, that vacuum is being filled with nothing but their opinion. And, God love all the great work that our advocates and everyone has done in this industry. But I think one of the major areas, going back to, we've hit on it before, is the PR campaign. We are getting our asses handed to us. And
we
that's
have no PR campaign.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's why it's so easy to form public opinion.
Is actually come from big tobacco. I mean,
Right.
And if you notice, the whole South Park episode, basically, as far as vaping was considered, was all about flavored vapes. If you notice that too,
right?
It didn't. They did not mention tobacco, menthol, anything like that. It wasn't about the devices.
I got tropical passion, and I got strawberry and vanilla.
Was it a closed device? Was it an open device? It wasn't whether anything like that. They had everything. They had jewels. I mean, what looked like jewels, but they had tanks. They had everything. But the thing that was the problem with the elementary school in the episode was the fact of the flavors. Mm-hmm. So you're right, Matt. That's exactly the angle, and tying those commercials in with it, and also at the same time making a point to go when you hear say vaping is 95% healthier than smoke.
Nope.
Don't listen to that.
Drowns us out.
Right.
And they claim that they're trolls too. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So I've seen these truth commercials before. Someone posted they were on during early morning kids cartoons.
Yeah.
So they're not targeting the kids.
No.
Most kids that watch stuff like that, maybe 2% or something, I can't give actual real numbers, but will absorb the information from the cartoon. Right. They're targeting the parents.
Right. Absolutely.
Right. They're targeting the majority, because we all know South Park's one of the most watched, political, controversial, whatever shows out there. The Vapers watched it because, oh my God, we have to see this, and part of the Vapers watched it because, yeah, they're making fun of vaping, we don't care.
Right.
But the people that don't vape, the people that don't smoke, we're also watching that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to think about it. From the beginning, the PR has been bearded, tattooed vapors blowing big clouds, looking like criminals, and, complete pieces of shit as far as they're concerned.
Right.
So we kind of broke away from that stigma, or it became more accepted. I don't know, whichever of the two. So then they started going after the popcorn lung. Then they started going after, the mods exploding, which were really batteries not being taken care of. Right. And then you notice those kind of died away.
Right. So
the rest of the negative propaganda has basically been based off of, well, we know that, like I said, I didn't watch it, but from snippets and listening to people who've actually been hitting me up who don't even vape, they're like, dude, did you see this? This is all about your industry. I'm like, yeah. So they were taking shots at Juul. They were taking shots at the labeling and some stuff,
sure,
with the Kool-Aid Man, stuff like that.
Right, and they're not wrong in that regard.
No, they're not. But we don't have the opportunity of going, you know what? You guys are right, and we don't agree with this. As the majority of vapors, we don't stand for this shit. No, because now it's basically they take the negative and they make it seem like that's all the industry is.
Right? Yeah. They paint a broad
we all know that
brush.
The elementary school in South Park isn't just an elementary school. I mean, look at it like The Simpsons. The kids have been in fucking the same middle school for God knows how many years.
Right.
It's a reflection of actual school.
Right.
Whether it's elementary, middle, high school. It's really more of a high school based, if you think about it, all the issues and everything that they're dealing with.
Yeah, you're right.
So between that and, we also had the Family Guy episode with vaping.
Yeah, we didn't get to see that one. I need to go back and watch that.
I haven't seen it either. Like I said, I've only seen the snippets and stuff like that. But they're literally denormalizing vaping in a positive way and creating it into a negative way. Using the truth commercials, using the still blowing smoke, using, whatever is out there. So unless we get a PR campaign, something big, something like movements, not just tell your story, not just post a picture about,
I can't, a professional campaign.
Like flavors.
Right.
We need actual fact-based evidence campaigned for good PR to basically rebuttal all of these negative PR campaigns. And until we do that, we are screwed in the area of public opinion, because when I have people that don't even vape, don't talk to me about vaping, don't even acknowledge the fact that I vape, hit me up out of the blue, blow up my inbox, and go, yeah, see, I told you these were bad. Yeah, kids are getting... They used epidemic.
Yeah. Right.
They used epidemic.
Right, they used the E word. Yeah.
Like, we can't ignore this. We can't, and people are going to joke around and be like, oh, well, yeah, it's South Park, whatever. And, it's not even the fact that they're using it as a cartoon, because let's be honest, South Park is not just a cartoon. South Park is a representation of everything controversial going on in the world today.
Exactly.
They've covered everything: politics, religion, sexuality, stupid fads, stuff like that.
It's a reflection of our society. Everything. Right. It's a reflection of us.
Exactly.
It is social commentary.
So if this is what they're considering a reflection of us,
it's not good.
We got to do something. And we can't shake this off. We can't just go, oh, it's South Park. Oh, it's this. No, this was a direct shots fired at a life-saving public health industry.
Right.
I mean, we can't sue them because obviously it's creative writing.
Right.
But
well, and I think what they're doing is they're echoing back the reflection of that is the way the public is starting to view us, and that is our own fault for not having this PR campaign already on the airwaves, giving them two sides to the story so they can compare and make a decision as an adult with both sides of the information, just like we would if we were voting, and make a decision that they feel comfortable with, because I think we'd have a lot more on our side if we did.
Right. And the thing is, you need a company like BBDO out of Detroit, like the people who do the car commercials and stuff. Those really slick, awesome Chevy ads and things like that.
Professional campaign.
That level of ad agency to put together a campaign for vape. The problem is that cost an obscene amount of money.
Right. And they've got it.
And how do we get that kind of money raised for that specific purpose? You're talking millions upon millions of dollars.
I honestly think that the manufacturers, everyone involved, all of us, need to come together and get behind someone, whether it be the VTA, whoever, get working and getting that started, to putting a price tag on it, getting it funded, making it happen. Because if we don't,
somebody call that agency and get a quote.
Right, because the thing is the longer this goes on, the more and more public opinion they're painting that picture. So then when you go in, you go, wow, nobody showed up for this hearing about flavors, or nobody showed up for this thing, or we had a vote on flavors or vape shops in our county, and I can't believe that they voted us out and they voted against us. And well, you know why? I mean, I go and talk to all the people that I know. Yeah, but we need something bigger than that. We need to reach all the people that we don't know. We need to reach as many people as possible. They're doing that with an orchestrated campaign.
We have to get out of the echo chamber.
Yep. They have an orchestrated campaign working against us.
We're yelling at vapors to do the right thing.
Right.
Well, if the vapors haven't done the right thing in fucking 3 years, what really makes you think on the last hour that they're just like, fuck it, we're just going to make all the money we can, we're just going to collect as many mods as we can, we're just going to stock up as much stuff as we can. We don't care what happens. It's not going to affect us because we're going to be good.
Right.
The vapors are not going to pull through on this. Let's be real. And I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. I don't care. Vapors are some of the most apathetic, lazy people I've ever met. They're selfish, and all they think about is, well, as long as I have this, I'm good. Screw everybody else. No, we need to get out of that echo chamber because obviously we as an industry are not helping ourselves.
Right.
We need to now reach the millions of other people out there.
Right.
We need to reach the smokers. We need to reach the non-smokers.
Yeah.
We need to reach Susie Q homemakers sitting down, watching all these, anti-vaping reports on Dr. Oz, on the news, on, all these stations. We need to reach them.
Right.
I heard somebody say one time, and they were totally right. It said, yeah, if y'all were good at thinking about the future, you wouldn't have smoked in the first place. And I was like, shit, I got you know what? You're absolutely right. Yeah, that probably is a common trait that some of us have. And, we got to find a way around that.
I'm surprised more people
got to get through that.
People haven't taken, and this may be a controversial to say, but I'm surprised someone hasn't got David Gerlitz as much as he can resonate with that older audience of going, that is the Winston man, and not have him just at a vape show talking to vapors, but have him on the Dr. Oz show, have him on with these people
exactly,
on these
and that's
other shows,
what those
because
big agencies
I can tell you, my
do.
mom, if she were alive, would see David Gerlitz and go, I remember that guy, he was a stud back in the day. Yeah, what's he talking about on Dr. Oz? What, the vapes aren't so bad? They're not telling the truth? Wow.
Right.
Oh wow, yeah, he was calling the tobacco companies out. Now he's calling out the bad science on this.
Right.
That would give it a legitimate
Right. Why don't we have
voice.
David Gerlitz on Bill Maher and things like that? But that's what an ad agency can do for you. That's what that money can do for you.
Somebody needs to orchestrate and head that,
Right.
And I really think that's something that we really, as a group, need to quickly work on, because we can go
and it can't be big tobacco.
I mean,
we have to distance ourselves 100% from big tobacco on this one.
Right.
Yes, they have the money. Yes, they can do this. Yes, they can do that. Yes, the $13 million in San Francisco did absolutely jack shit except hurt us.
Right.
We can't have them a part of this because it would be big tobacco backing what everyone else thinks is big tobacco.
Right. And they would say, here they are again. That's what they would say. It's big tobacco back again with
more lies from big tobacco.
I remember her
saying sponsored by R.J. Reynolds or Philip Morris or whatever.
Right.
Well, we're not going to believe it anyway.
No.
Just like the interview said, you say you don't. It's great to say you don't trust us. It's great to say you don't want to listen to us then.
Right.
But we're telling you the truth now. No, fuck out of here, big tobacco.
Right.
Like, we need the vape companies that are making the most, because honestly, the little guys have been pushing a lot.
Yeah.
Where is the big vape companies?
Right.
Yeah.
Where are the big distros?
And we spend a lot of money goes to
profiting off this industry, selling the bullshit labels.
Right.
Where are they?
Right. We need
Simple.
honestly, we need everyone. It almost needs to be like a vape tithing type thing where, hey, like 10% of your profits needs to go to this ad campaign, or else there's going to be no reason to have an ad campaign, and you're going to have no product if we don't do something quickly to change the public opinion as far as what vaping is and what it's there and what it means and what it does. Because right now we're getting our asses handed to us, and it's got to be done quickly, because we're losing ground day by day. When South Park's making fun of you, you're part of the public topic of conversation right now.
Right. And honestly, when you look at it, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, they don't have
an axe to grind in it.
They don't have an axe to grind in it. They're usually real logical, common sense guys, and they also don't need anybody's money.
No.
They don't. They've proven time and again they could care less who they piss off with South Park, who they cater to or don't cater to.
Right.
They have proven time and again they don't give a shit who's got money. They'll say what they want to say.
And it's all about the stigma.
Yeah. So
they see vaping the way that they portrayed it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. With the, like I said, I haven't seen it, but like you said, with the hipsters all in the vape shops and everything like that. That's what they see us at.
Right.
They don't see us as everyday people just using a healthier, safer alternative to getting our nicotine.
Right. Exactly.
But at the same time, have we given them a reason? You know, you look at the stigma, you look at the stereotypes, you look at, you know, the vape life, bruh, check out my clouds, or, yeah, I'm using a Juul, I'm using 3 Juuls, you know, whatever. That is the social media image of us.
Yeah.
You know, and a time where this is of the utmost importance, why are we still seeing so many hand checks? Why are we still seeing so many, you know, advertisements, basically?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I work for a company, and I do try to advertise like I do, but I also throw the advocacy in there.
Right. You
know,
can do both.
Let people know, hey, stop with the hand checks. Start fucking making changes.
Well, you know, and we've supported people that are pushing legislative things, legal things in the courts as far as protecting vape. And we've put money and time and effort, and some have been good, you know, great causes. Some have worked, and some have not. And we've, you know, taken some hits and back and forth with that. But the area that we have just really not addressed is this national campaign.
Yeah.
I mean, we really haven't. I mean, I know, you know, we've had some try to have campaigns, but they were more localized than they were national. We need a professional company that does that, and I'm talking about way above my pay grade. You know, I mean, it's some people that really, like you said, Pablo, that are really pushing, because it's so easy for a politician to hear you and go, "Yeah, I'm totally down with that. Yep, I'm all on your side," and then go around the other way and go, "Yeah, whatever. I'm never voting that way."
Right.
You know.
Now to put this in perspective,
they're politicians, but an advertising campaign, that court of public opinion, if it can be swayed, then you really got something that resonates. It should echo back to those representatives. But we've got to change their opinion first.
Right. And the thing is, you're talking about a lot of money. Let me put it in perspective for you. All right. 2009. All right. I'm working at the local Fox affiliate here in Mobile.
Yeah.
Right. In the evenings, they run the news, and then they run an hour of Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, and then get into prime time.
Right.
Right. The national stuff.
Right.
You know what a spot in Jeopardy costs, or Wheel of Fortune? You know, I mean, you're talking $400 or $500 a spot, and that's just in the Mobile market.
That's just in one little Mobile, Alabama market.
So imagine what national
and every
or
single
worldwide,
city, every single
just say national.
Probably adding a couple zeros to that.
Exactly, for one run of one spot, one time, 1 30-second spot.
Right.
Now imagine how many we need to run to really get through to people, because advertising takes repetition. That's why you hear commercials over and over again, because eventually you hear them.
And it's not just TV. Yep. I know when I go to YouTube now, I see a truth video run before I watch. Pull up the video that I want to watch. It's all coordinated.
That's just TV.
It's got to be across.
TV, radio, internet,
media,
social, direct mail. I mean, all these things.
We have to play catch up now too, because we're behind by about 3 years of positive PR.
Right.
Yeah. Probably about 5.
The question almost has to be asked: is the damage done?
I think
I'm not one to say, "Hey, we're beat, we're giving up." No, I'm going to keep swinging until my last breath, and you got to knock me out for good. Otherwise, I'm going to keep coming. But is the damage done? I
do wonder
There's
sometimes.
No way to know until
has the Empire already built the Death Star, and now it's just, well, we're going to try everything we can to blow that Death Star up, but it's built and it's entrenched, and we're way, way, way behind late in the fourth quarter. You know
what? They even had a chance with just Luke and a robot, so we can do it.
Exactly. We can't give up, but we need to
won't
identify.
Go to the credits roll.
Right. We need to identify. Here's what it is. Here's what it's going to cost.
Right.
Now, how do we get this money?
Right.
Who's in?
And I would hope, honestly, I'd like to see the VTA take that up and make that one of their.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing good work, but I would like to see them take that up and go, that needs to be done like yesterday. Somebody can make things happen that has money to spend, that could get that ball rolling, get a quote, get it.
And that can be a responsible steward of that money.
Right.
That we're not going to have some brouhaha come up a year later and they go, see where that money actually went, and it went in so-and-so's pocket or whatever. Somebody who can handle it responsibly and transparently.
To talk to 10 vapors at a time.
Yeah. Right. And,
we have to ask, why has that happened so much? Why have we been taken advantage of?
Because we're so passionate, and we're so passionate, desperate, and hopeful.
We're desperate.
Right.
It's not even passionate. We're desperate.
Yeah.
We're grasping at straws. If we hear, 1 in 500 chance, we're going to go, shit, that 1% looks pretty damn good.
Right.
Like, we're grasping at straws. We have nothing right now.
Right. Well, and you know what? And that is
100%. We need a big organization, a known organization, to take the lead on this.
Well, and that is part of that is part. It's both a blessing and a curse to have a wide-ranging group like this. Like one thing, like you're with the Vaping Legion, right? And one of the beauties of that is that there's many of us. We are Legion.
Many.
You can kill one of us. You can shut one of us up, but you can't shut us all up.
It's easier to fight a bear than it is a swarm of bees.
The problem is trying to get that swarm of bees to attack one single thing all at the same time.
Right.
It's easier to train one bear to attack.
Right.
So it's both a blessing and a curse at the same time.
So to get the entire vape community to get behind what it's going to take to get this PR campaign started and get that ball rolling.
Right. We're many companies.
Right. And that's, again, that's where I think...
well, that's the thing, too.
VTA or somebody.
How many people have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever.
Right.
Think of how many people, the high-ranking cloud comp, cloud edit, whatever the fuck you want to call them, how many followers do they have? You look at people like, I hate to say this, Pandora Blue. How many followers does she have?
Right. Yeah.
The problem is when it comes from vapors,
it's social media.
I think that we as vapors, and I can say this to somebody that does this, we post so much about our vape that I think the people that aren't vapors in our lives just tune it out. They don't know. They just go, it's that thing he does. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, and also,
so I think again we would be yelling back into that echo chamber. That's why it needs to be an outside campaign done by a professional company that isn't just social media.
Because us saying it, we are vested in the industry. People look at us and go, well, of course you would say that. That's your business. That's your love. That's your hobby, whatever.
Right.
Of course you're going to be for it. That's where you need the Scott Gottliebs of the world to come out and, be an assistance. You need those people who don't have a dog in the fight, to come out and say, no, this has benefits. This is a good thing.
Right. Explain the facts.
Us saying it, people discount that.
You know the term 5 degrees separation separates the world, or 6 degrees, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
6 degrees of separation. So if let's just take our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever. We take the top people, we take everyone who's willing to do it, which is a big if, so now we just went from 100% down to about 2%, and I'm just speaking truth. So we take those people, and we get a, national ad, whatever. We get the PR that we need. If every single one of those people share the fuck out of that as much as they share their cloud videos and their hand checks and whatever, that will flood social media. That will
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though. It won't.
No. We could have every single person that have 100% participation, and it's not going to make the look at the marijuana. There's a million billion fold more people that are for legalizing of marijuana in the United States. It's over 81% of Americans are, and yet the government still goes, we're not paying attention.
Yeah.
We've got to have more than that. It's got to be more than that.
And that's why it's got to be people outside the vape industry, making this statement. It's got to be on the evening news. It's going
to take all of it, with and without. So we're not saying you're wrong. It's just it's going to take even more than that. It's going to take that and a bunch more.
Right.
And a bunch more.
It's going to take both.
Yeah.
But it won't work with one without the other, though.
Right.
Right. Oh, no, that's true. Right. You would need, if they're going to do that, if somebody's going to put millions of dollars into a campaign to have that happen, then yes, every damn vapor out there better be all over it.
I think every vapor would. I think the hard part is getting that ball started on. Go, okay, who does this? Who's going to be in charge of this campaign? Get the quote. Get the dollar amount. What's the campaign going to be? Yada yada. To get that started, you would have all the vapors, all the vaping, groups. Everybody get on board with it once it's made and created. It's just somebody has to. Everybody's waiting around for somebody to do it. I mean, I'll be happy to any way I can help, but I don't know that I think we need somebody like I said, the VTA, vape tithing. I don't know.
People who have the deep pockets. That's who we got to have.
Well, and somebody that can put together an organized thing like that. I'm not the most organized guy in the world.
We've got people who could do the organization part. We need people who can do the funding part and are willing to do it.
Well, to get it organized first, then get the funding, right? To do both, but first to get organized to even get the funding. Yeah, right. It's to get it started. It's the step one, and that's the hardest part, and that's where we need someone like Tony and the VTA, whoever can step up and think they could deliver this. If nobody can, then we might as well go ahead and pull up our stakes now, because I'm telling you, the public opinion is what's going to sway this argument.
We're done.
Right, because that is what's going to sway this argument one way or the other, with politicians, with big tobacco, with the FDA, with whoever. Why did Scott Gottlieb come out and make the statements he did and reverse some of his talk and his attitude towards us? Because of public opinion, because of him being pushed by those special groups that got public opinion to squeeze on him, where public opinion started going.
Brought on by a juice box on a fucking label.
Right, so exactly, but that's where we are now. So we need to do that same thing on our side. We've got to get those things started and get that public opinion turned. And how to do that is get it first and foremost. We've got to get a campaign to present another side of this than what's being thrown out there. Because how many people watched South Park last night? How many millions? And how many millions of people saw those two things tied together? Vaping, elementary schools, flavors, and then they turn around and they saw on South Park. Then they turn around and saw a commercial following that from Truth, saying that if you hear it's 95% healthier, don't listen to it. It's bullshit. It's just big tobacco telling you lies again, yada, yada, yada. And they partner that all up, organized and orchestrated, where there are plenty of people going into work and going into wherever they are today, and that is their opinion of vape.
Yeah, and here's how that conversation's going to walk in. Yeah, walk in and sit in the cubicle. Hey, what's up, Rod? Hey, that vape thing you do? Yeah, I saw on TV last night. Yeah, it's terrible.
South Park's making fun of y'all.
Yeah, it's bad for you. Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, they were talking about it on South Park.
Right, we got to reach that guy.
Yeah. You know? Yep, that's it.
If you want to see public opinion on vaping besides just South Park, go to one article that's shared on Facebook about any anti-vaping thing, or even a blasted article that anyone talks about vaping. Read the comments.
Yeah.
That's our public opinion right there. And I can tell you, it's not good.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. I actually saw some friends of mine in Best Buy last week. Hadn't seen them in a long time. They were in there with their kids. We just bumped into each other, and we were shooting the breeze. And I heard one that I have not heard before. They were like, oh, that vaping, it's terrible at my son's school. It's just, all the kids are doing that Juul thing. And I was like, yeah, that is a problem. And, the responsible people in this industry are absolutely against that. We're fighting against that. She goes, yeah, it's still not good, though, because, pneumonia cases are through the roof.
What?
Wait, what?
Oh,
and she's not a nurse or anything. Like they sell cars for a living. It was wait, I'm like, where's that data coming from? But, I couldn't get into it in the middle of Best Buy, but it was like, what? I haven't heard that. Where's that data coming from?
Again, if we leave that vacuum filled and leave it open, it's going to be filled with something regarding vape. And it's our job, it's our duty to go out there and present not just to other vapors or people hanging out at the vape shops, but to the world what this really is and what difference this really could make. Because if not, that void is going to be filled with the other side, and that public opinion is going to be swayed, which is going to sway those legislators. It's going to sway the FDA, Scott Gottlieb. It's going to sway the whole court of public opinion, where we're going to be a small handful going, well, wait a minute, this was wrong. And the majority is going to go, no, we feel it was right. It was for the children.
Right.
End of story.
Yep. You lose. Get out. That's what's going to happen.